Hello and welcome to a special edition of the Yorkshire Kitchen, the show that celebrates the best local food and produce. Today I'm in Wetherby, the town's food festival. There's plenty of local treats for visitors to try, from hog roasts and hot dogs to treats for those with a sweet tooth. So today I'll be choosing some locally produced ingredients from two of the stalls today to take back to the kitchen later and knock up into a nice little meal. I'm a huge fan of celeriac. I think it's a very underused vegetable. So I'm going to be using that in today's Yorkshire Kitchen recipe. I'm going to cook some lovely pork loin. I'm going to glaze it in some honey from one of the stalls. And the celeriac I'm going to make into puree and bind that through with some spelt. So let's go get some ingredients. So, Coddy's Farm Shop. Just like to tell me where you're from.
Based in Firth, last of the summer wine country. Yeah. Third generation farm.
Fantastic.
On about 100 acres.
It's quite a large farm, is it?
It's fairly average.
Keeps you busy.
It does, yeah.
Fantastic.
We're rearing Aberdeen Angus beef, sheep and pigs.
It's all your own?
It's all our own, yeah.
Fantastic, nice and local. Right, well I'm looking for a nice bit of pork fillet, a tenderloin. I'm going to be cooking with some spelt later.
Yeah.
So.
One here.
Fantastic, that looks perfect. Lovely, thank you very much. Hello, you alright? Hi there, you okay? Yeah, good, thanks. Yeah. Yorkshire Wild Bees. You just tell me a bit more about yourself.
Yeah, we're Yorkshire Wolds bees. We're based on the Yorkshire Wolds.
Wow.
We produce all our honey with our own bees.
Fantastic. Have you got a lot of bees?
I run around 60 beehives.
60? Wow.
Yeah. We produce our honey tablet that you've just tried, then we have our range of honey marmalades there. The lemon honey marmalade has just won the World Marmalade Award.
Well, I'm cooking a pork dish later and I just need some honey to be able to glaze it after it's been cooked with it. I don't know if you can recommend any to me, please.
Yeah, suitable. I would use the runny honey there. That'll brush on lovely. That.
Lovely. Look at that. It's a fantastic colour. Thank you very much.
Bye now.
Right then, it's time to start cooking. So today I'm going to do a dish with the pork tenderloin I've got. I'm going to cook that and I'm going to use some spelt. I'm going to make a spelt risotto with a celeriac puree bound through that, and then just to garnish that I've got some hazelnuts, some sage and some lovely little baby carrots there. So I'm going to start off doing the baby carrots first. I've chosen to use these smaller carrots than the normal large carrot. As a rule, the smaller the veg, the sweeter and more intense flavour that you're going to get. As they get larger, it tends to like water down the taste a bit. So we've got some water boiling there. I'm just going to put some salt in that. That'll help season the carrot as it cooks, and it also help the cooking process. So just literally going to get a quick peel. You don't have to peel the carrots, but you find the skin on any vegetable is a little bit bitter. So for presentation and just so that we don't have any bitterness through the dish, just going to take the skin off. Okay, right, so that's the carrots done with. Next, we're going to look at making a celeriac puree. The celeriac is the root from celery, so naturally it takes some of that flavour, but it's toned down quite a lot. So it's quite a nice earthy celery taste, which is fantastic. So, to prep the celeriac, we don't want the skin, so the easiest way to do it and safest is you put it on its side, take off the top of it, and the bottom, just so that it sits flatter on your board like that. Then once it's nice and flat, you could use a peeler, but it's just as easy to use a knife and circle around the celeriac, taking the skin off, hopefully in that one nice smooth motion. So then that is a beautiful celery flavour and smell to it all. It's really, really underrated vegetable. So then to make the puree, we will then chop that up nice and small, put that in a pan with equal water and milk, and just boil that nice and gently with some salt in it until it's nice and soft. When it's soft, we're just going to strain it off, put it in a blender with a little bit of butter, and blend it to a nice fine puree. then this is what you'll get, a really velvety looking puree. Next step, we're going to be cooking with spelt. This spelt is similar to pearl barley. It's used quite a lot in medieval times. This is some nice spelt from Yorkshire. We're going to basically just blanch that in water with a little bit of salt again and cook it till it's nice and soft. Similar to risotto, you just taste it as you go. When it's nice and soft, this is the end product you get. It's nice, you know, beautiful little soft grains individually. You can see them, they've fluffed up a bit, and that is the effect that we're going for. Right, so next we're going to use the lovely pork fillet. We've got the tenderloin. This is take all the sinew off it that we can do. So I've got the pork fillet, the tenderloin. What we've done with this, it's quite a lean piece of meat, so there's no fat through it, so you've got to make sure it's prepped properly because it can quite easily cook wrong. So I've taken all the sinew off it. I'm just going to trim it down a bit more just so it fits nice and neat into the pan, so we've got just the nice portion that we want. So we'll save that bit for later, and that is the portion we're going to use for cooking up. So pork's in there now. We turn the heat down a little bit. You want the nice high heat to start with to get some nice colour on the pork, and then we're just going to gently keep turning it and cooking it until it's cooked through, so it's just cooked. If you cook it too much, because there's no fat in the middle really, it'll get really tough, so we want it just bob on. So we've got some lovely colour there, and we're just going to keep that moving now until it's cooked through. Next we're going to get the risotto ready. So we'll swap the pans over. So I'm going to take my cooked spelt, and that's just going to be then bound through with the celeriac puree. The puree is there really to give it a bit of lubrication, so it's not just like eating raw grains. So that's going to go in there. Like that. Don't need it all, it's loads there. Think of it as risotto. It is quite a starchy, thick product, so you don't need a lot. So I'm just going to go straight in with the puree. That. Get it all in. I'm just going to bind that through together. Then we can start thinking about the garnish that's going to go with it. Just for presentation, we're just going to cut them straight down the middle, just like that. Okay, so we're just looking at the garnishes for the rest of the to finish the dish. I've got some lovely sage here. Using sage, it's quite floral and it goes well with earthy ingredients such as a celeriac. So we're going to pick the leaves off. Don't need a lot because it is quite strong. We just want it for a bit of colour and just to accentuate the flavours of the celeriac. So that's plenty there, plenty for one portion. We're just going to take a knife and put it through just a few times because it's quite almost a furry leaf. We want it nice and fine as it goes through the actual risotto. So now we're going to add some hazelnuts into the same pan. The hazelnuts are going to roast in the pan, just like that, nice and low heat, we don't want to burn them. They're going to pick up some of the flavour from the pork as it lets out its juices, and vice versa, the pork will also pick up a little bit of hazelness, the nuttiness to it. Just to make that a bit more potent, I've got some hazelnut oil. Very simple. I'm just going to put a tiny dash in there. You don't want too much, don't want to overpower it, we just want it to be quite subtle. Going to keep them moving around so they don't catch, just to toast through nicely. You can really smell the nuttiness coming off that pork. It's really a beautiful match to go with it. Okay, right, so next we're just going to finish the pork. The pork is cooked just under at the moment. So we're going to add some honey into it now that we've got earlier. And low heat again, because we don't want to burn anything at this stage. Then got some honey in there now. I'm just going to gently toss it all together. Let it coat everything. Okay, so that is now cooked. I'm going to take that off the heat, turn it off, and let that rest. It's important to let the meat rest now, because imagine if you put your hand into a pan, it's going to squunch it really tight. It's the same with a piece of meat. You need to let it relax, let all the juices come out of the meat, and it'll all bind with the honey and the hazelnuts and the oil, and that'll just form a really nice dressing just to finish the risotto. Right, now time to plate up.
To find out more about the recipes and ingredients in today's dish, go to localkitchen.tv.
Right, let's find some tasters.
Hi guys.
Hello.
You having a good day?
Yes, thank you.
Fantastic, good. Well, I've been cooking over there a bit. I've cooked a nice little dish and I hope you guys won't mind trying it. I've cooked a pork fillet, which is a tenderloin, and I've put that on top of a spelt risotto, which has been bound with celeriac puree. It's got hazelnuts in there, it's got sage, hazelnut oil, some little carrots in there as well. I was wondering if you don't mind having a go, see what you think. Fantastic.
Cook in? Yeah. Very tender.
Yeah. Good?
Good.
Really nice.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting the spelt to be so tender.
Yeah. Everyone wants to go.
Yeah. He'll definitely be interested in pork.
Yeah, definitely recommend it. It's very nice.
Good, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you both. That's it. Thanks for watching and we'll see you soon for some more Yorkshire Kitchen. Thank you.